Hey folks, how's it going today? We are out here in the backyard. Hey babe.
Hey babe.
She's busy watering. Yeah, I decided to bring us outside today because I wanted to go over some of the projects that we're planning for the summer. We've got, how much time do we have left? Like a week and a half, basically, right?
Yeah. 2 weeks. June 16th.
June 16th? Yeah, something like that. Not that we're counting. No. Not that we're counting down the days to summer break or anything like that.
Not that your teachers do that, kids.
Yeah. No, we totally don't count the days from the first day of school till the last. You ever have those teachers who, I know one teacher at least who, like the first day of school has the countdown until summer. It's like starts with 180 days or 186 or 180 days.
I knew teachers like that. I don't think I ever had that teacher, but I certainly knew of them.
Yeah. One of our teachers, awesome teacher, by the way. And she just, every year she has the 180-day countdown starting on the first day of school. But that's cool. I mean, everyone's excited, for finishing off a school year, especially a school year like this, which has been really crazy. I know I've said that like every day. But yeah, so we're getting down to like, a week and a half, 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks really. And
Jamie, Frankie.
No, you good. We're getting down to the wire here. And so now it is really starting to get time to plan for summer projects. There was a time in my life not so long ago where we'd get to summer and it was just like, all right, as soon as summer hits, I'm taking that week off. I'm just going to veg out and, do nothing and play video games. And, I didn't really feel all that productive. Hey, you want to come out and say hi? Yeah. I'm doing my live stream.
Hi.
This is the older one. Anyway, not too long ago, that's what I would do. I would start my summer break, or, spring break or winter break or whatever break. And like the first several days was just vegging out, playing video games, which, I like to do, but I would spend so much time just getting off on the wrong foot and just not being productive. And the downtime's important. Yeah. But too much of it, you lose all that inertia, you lose that momentum, and then you just become stuck. So what would happen is that at the end of that week of just, doing nothing, I would feel so run down and so unmotivated. Like, I just finished a school year. We finished it strong. Everything was all perfect. Well, not perfect. What am I talking about? But everything was finished and was feeling good at that. And then it's like I waste all that momentum just by stopping, by putting on the brakes. And, that wasn't really what I was after. That's not really how I wanted to continue operating, because I didn't feel good. I didn't feel like I wanted to, do anything good with my time over the summer. And you got all this time, as a kid, you definitely don't appreciate the time that you have when you're a kid. I mean, that's just,
Hey.
You don't appreciate the time that you have.
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
I just get bored every once in a while.
See what I'm talking about? As a kid, it's harder to appreciate the time that you have because you're always doing stuff. You're always learning new things. Then when you grow up, things start to get boring, and it's easier to waste your time or feel like you're wasting your time not doing new stuff. So anyway, growing up, having summer breaks as kids, that's really important because you need to be able to sort of check out and explore things on your own. It's the same reason why, recess is so important at school, in these break times and these exploration times. This unstructured time is so important for kids because they need to be able to explore and find things out on their own without necessarily being directed to a specific thing, right? but it's just as important for adults to have that as well. And I think people who work a year-round 9-to-5 job, you kind of lose sight of that a little bit. You know, you're not in school anymore. You don't have that summer break. You're just working straight through. And especially here in the United States, we run into that a lot where, you know, we get it in our heads that we have to be working 52 weeks of the year or 50 weeks a year. If we're taking time off, then, you know, we're failing or we're falling behind. And some people, that's a reality where, you know, if they take time off, they're just earning just above that level where if they take time off, they're not going to be able to pay their bills, you know. And for them, it's a reality. Yeah, if you take the time off, you're going to fall behind. But without that, how do you find the time to grow? How do you find the time to explore new aspects of life, and learn new things and experience new stuff? How do you grow, really, you know, without that time to be able to do that, you know? I mean, and some people make it work. Some people do make it work. They work, you know, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, and you know, they squeeze time in on the weekends or their downtime for that growth, that personal development. And hey, good on them. I like being able to take my time. I'm not a fast paced kind of person. You know, I like my beauty sleep, but, you know, that's what I really appreciate about being a teacher, is that I can take these 2 months in the summer and you know, and my weekends too. And I can grow as a person, which I feel has really affected my teaching in a positive way too. It's not like I've always, you know, spent every summer, spring break, weekend, you know, doing nothing. Like I'm working around the house. I'm learning new things. I'm learning new skills. I'm reading books. You know, you're growing as a person. There's a concept in academia called the sabbatical, which is related to the Sabbath, you know, which is a day of rest in the cultures that observe that. And the concept of that day of rest is that it's rest and reflection.
What does concept mean?
Concept is an idea.
Oh.
It's a fancy word for idea.
Oh.
Yeah. See, you're not even in school and you're learning new stuff. Yeah. So the concept of the sabbatical is this idea that you have a period of rest and reflection. And in academia, what a sabbatical is taking, and you could have it outside of academia too, you know, it's not exclusive to that, but every several years, like traditionally once every 7 years, but it doesn't have to be 7 years, periodically taking some time off from your job to go travel or explore the world. And it's not, hey buddy, it's not simply vacation time, but it's also time for, hey, no, you can be quiet. I'm talking. Okay. It's not you. We got to throw those away because that's beans and animals have been getting in there. So anyway, it's not just time for vacation. It's time for, you know, getting out and exploring the world. Or in academia, a lot of times people will take sabbaticals to, you know, take college classes or travel the world and do a study program where, you know, they're getting away from their job and kind of, you know, experiencing more of the world and more of their lives and growing as a person. And then they come back to their job with a fresh outlook, with new abilities, with new skills. And the idea is that is desirable for that particular employer or place of employment, because you want your people to grow. You know, you want them to develop as individuals. And it's really easy to sort of get stuck in a particular spot if you're in that job for years and years and years, and not really progressing. And in a very competitive business world, that becomes more and more important You don't see that quite as much in a lot of these, you know, up and coming entrepreneurial businesses. I don't think, because, you know, just because the nature of the work, you know, people, it's very transient. People come and go from these jobs. They'll, you know, the LinkedIn generation, you know, is spending only a few years at a time, if that, at a single position, and then they're moving on to something. So you get a little bit of worldliness. Hey guys, I love you. Doing my thing. Yeah. Anyway, so getting that perspective is important. However you do it, whether it's through a sabbatical or changing things up every few years, or, you know, through summer break, like if you're a teacher. So what do we have on the docket for this summer? Talking it over with my wife. We've got our backyard here. My wife has been doing a lot of work. She really got into gardening and taking care of plants and flowers and stuff, and really sprucing up the yard. We have a lot of deer and other animals that come through, so she's had to be very careful about the types of plants that she selects, and putting out deer netting over flowers so they don't get all eaten and stuff, and finding out what plants the bugs don't like to go for the garden box. So she's been spending a lot of time out here and really enjoying this space. So we want to work a bit more out here, and we have some projects that are coming up for this summer. So first off, this weekend, this tree's dropping stuff on me. This weekend, the plan is to actually do a lot of tilling up in the yard back here. Our neighbors were moving, and they had a rototiller that they let us have. They didn't want to take with them, so we're going to try and get that up and running. And we have a lot of hard packed dirt back here. There's not really any lawn or anything, so we're going to try and till that up. Kind of assess some of the drainage. We have some drainage lines that might be a little old and clogged up, so we're going to try and assess that and see if there's anything that can be done with that. And then the plan over the next week and a half, 2 weeks or so, is I want to make a little hard packed patio out here, because last year we had a pool, an inflatable pool, and that's supposed to go on a level surface. Well, we put it in the yard. It was mostly level, but not all the way level, and there were a few rocks underneath, and we don't want that like poking through the bottom of the pool or anything. So what the idea we came up with was making a little hard packed sand, like properly drained and everything, gravel and then sand tamped down, and make a nice level patio pad out here, and section that off. And then eventually what I'd like to do is build a pergola above that pad, and then that can be like a little sand patio. So during the summer months, we can have the pool out there and the kids can splash around, and then every other time of the year we can put some chairs and some seating out there and have, you know, more outdoor socialization space. And hopefully as people are able to socialize more, you know, we'll have our friends over more often, and you know, have some good times out here. So tilling up the yard and making a little sand patio for the pool is basically first and second on the list. Then we have a fence over here. You can kind of see it a little bit through the oleanders. Fence, it's we'll say it's dilapidated is probably the proper word for it. It's got a few sections that are being propped up precariously, and you know how it is. Hey, you're getting soap bubbles on my computer, guys. Come on. They're playing with bubbles here. Yeah. Of all the places you guys could be playing, you guys decide to play right where I'm doing my stream. That's kids for you. They want to be in your space. Can't get too mad at them. So this shared fence, I've been talking with my neighbor. We're coming to an agreement on, you know, how we're going to do that. I'm basically going to be doing the labor. I'm going to try and turn it into some YouTube videos and make some content out of it, show you guys how to make a fence. Probably do the same thing with the patio and the tilling, just because, you know, hey, it's DIY stuff. It fits the channel. So we'll make some how-to videos and some process videos with that, and get you guys some value there. And then so that's mostly the exterior stuff. We'd also talked about, my wife and I, we talked about after the fence on the side yard over here, doing like a, yeah, in that little side yard area, doing a, what do you call it? A garden, like a enclosed garden with raised beds and everything. Because my wife, like I said, has been getting into gardening a lot more lately, and having an enclosed space that's you know, kind of deer proof is going to be really good. She doesn't have to worry about hiding too much stuff. And that side of the house gets full sun, like, you know, a lot of sun in the afternoon. So that'd be perfect for vegetables and stuff like that. But we'll probably do that project over the winter so that it'll be ready to go for next spring. So we're already starting to fill up on a lot of summer projects, and it does get a little warm here. So, you know, we can't do too many outdoor summer projects, or at least I don't want to do too many outdoor summer projects. You know, it just gets a little hot. I did my shed last year, but I did that in the spring, so that was kind of nice. And then I have a couple projects inside from the past few years that, you know how it is if you're a DIYer. You start a project and you get about 90% done, and then that last 10% you just never really finish, and it stays that way for years. Well, I'm that way. So I have like 2 or 3 or like 3 or 4 projects from renovations from previous years inside the house that we'll say are still about 90% complete. One of those is I have to finish the backsplash in the kitchen. So a few years ago, tore out our old kitchen, put in a new kitchen. Worked with my dad on that. That was one of the last things we worked together on, which was really, really special, really nice. And then I just never got around to doing a backsplash, like a tiled backsplash for the kitchen. So it still looks a little ratty and not super great. So that's something that I want to do. So maybe when the weather starts getting really hot, like in July and August or something, we can throw that backsplash together and finish off that kitchen. And then through the rest of the house, just a lot of, I got all the trim up, but one thing that's been kind of staring me in the face for a long time is, you know, when I put all the trim and everything, I never got around to filling nail holes and painting everything off. Like, it's all primered, but there's little nail holes on all the trim everywhere throughout the house. So I need to just go through and fill all those holes and paint it all and just finish it off. And then, you know, stop stressing about it. Cause, you know, I'm looking at it every day, and it's just kind of a constant reminder of, oh yeah, you haven't finished that. You haven't finished that. You still haven't finished that. And I just need to finish that. And that's what I need to do. So that's what I got for projects for this summer. It's a pretty good list, you know, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be overwhelming. Like, the biggest project, honestly, is going to be doing this fence. That's going to be the biggest project. So we're going to do this yard first so we can get the pool up so the kids can splash around. And then we'll start working on the fence, you know, maybe in 3 weeks or so. And we're going to go from there. So guys, you want to say bye-bye? You want to sign us off here?
Bye. Bye. Bye.
All right. Everybody have a good weekend, and I will see you next week.